Well, I've only just arrived here in Japan. It's my first time, and already I can see it is going to be remarkably different. This is a Shinkansen. It's a bullet train. It's like a Japanese Concorde, and this guy's the safety officer. He's using a set routine of hand signals to communicate. But the Shinkansen leaves safely and bang on time. My first stop, Hiroshima, and this burned out building is where so many people come to pay their respects. Over 140,000 people died as a result of the explosion. But the atom bomb actually detonated over a building just up this street. It was a hospital then, and it is again now. It often gets overlooked. There's just a small sign as a memory. Local trains are slower than the Shinkansen, but they do give you an opportunity to get to the more local towns, like here, Kurashiki. And how laid back is this? It defines relaxation. If I lived here, maybe I could even give up my blood pressure tablets. I love picture menus, makes things a lot easier, but I'm not really fond of fish head, so I've gone for the raw egg and raw meat. Tastes quite unusual. That's because it's horse. My hotel's adults only, fine by me, I don't want children running around. But it's not about noisy kids, this is a love hotel.
Hi, Mr. Henry?
Yes. And I've booked a room for one.
Sorry.
Now, I could rent a kinky uniform, but the outfit they've provided is remarkably similar to the one I'm already wearing. So this is what I've learnt about Japanese history. In the 2nd century, one family, the Yamato, started building a power base. It took them 400 years to take full control, but for the next 2,000 years, their descendants would be Japan's emperors, and they still are. But for a 700-year gap, the emperor was put on the sidelines, while Japan was run by military leaders, the shogun, and regions governed by their warriors, the samurai. In 1868, the emperor's powers were reinstated. After building a Japanese empire, taking Taiwan, Korea, and large parts of Southeast Asia, it all ended in tears when the Americans dropped the atom bombs. Japan surrendered, and the empire collapsed. I've come to Nagoya. It's a city at the heart of Japan's rise as a global technology center, and this is one man who made that happen, Sakichi Toyoda. He modernized fabric manufacturing, moving from hand looms to machinery. Then his son, Kichiro Toyoda, went on to build the motor giant Toyota. Toyota revolutionized the entire motor manufacturing process, making Japanese cars more affordable and more reliable. So what do Japanese like to do at the weekend? Well, there's lots of exercising, and the shops are pretty busy, but I was not expecting to see this. I'm off to find something more Japanese. I've come to watch Japan's Grand Sumo tournament. Sponsors' banners are marched around. Bit of psychological warfare. Ready to go? Stop. Then walk away. Try again. Nope, still not ready. This time, a quick throw of salt to cleanse the ring of evil spirits. Crouch, fist down, ready to charge, and they're off. Well, after a long build-up, that was over pretty quickly. Back outside, it's night time. People of all ages enjoying their Saturday. This area, Dontonburi, is famous for spectacular signage, but the favourite is always this running man. Japanese and tourists alike queue to wobble on one leg with their arms outstretched. Not sure anyone actually knows why. Tonight, I'm booked into a Capsule hotel. This one's men only. You can store your bags, small ones only. Bags, not men. Then search for your capsule. They're small too. Row upon row, layer upon layer. I've booked a luxury capsule, the same as the standard, but no door. Well, this is my capsule. Now, there's not many facilities, so I'm going to hit the sack. Good night. I've been using the trains a lot, and once you get your head around the systems, it's actually not that difficult. City stations are enormous and very, very busy, but get off your train and you're straight into a shopping centre, a restaurant, or even a cinema. Now, I've been trying to get a feel of how Japanese people live. The children are remarkably well dressed, they're very polite, and they even read books. Everyone queues in an orderly fashion. You can still see payphones. There are absolutely loads of vending machines, and the toilets are very high-tech. Seat heater on, washing position adjusted, power set to max. Well, if you want to disguise bodily noises, there's even an option for that too. Although if I heard that sound coming from a toilet, I think I'd ask if they need a doctor. On my travels, I've spotted tiny temples. It's made me curious about Japanese religion. It's a mix of Buddhism and Shinto, enlightenment meeting spiritual connection. To connect with a spirit, announce yourself by ringing the bell. Clap your hands to make sure the spirit's listening. Then ask for a bit of help. Do a bit of bowing here and there. Another popular pastime is to pick a fortune note from a pot. If the fortune's good, keep it. If it's bad, tie it to the fence for the spirits to deal with. But nowhere is the spiritual element more prominent than here in Kyoto. Thousands of gates line a mountain path. Each one of them has been donated by an individual or business. Passing through a torii gate marks a shift from the real world into the world of the spirits. A few steps away from the main path are quiet shrines hidden amongst the bamboo, while back in the busy area, here's a modern-day Japanese ritual. Heading north away from the cities, the scenery instantly changes. Mountain lakes, remote towns with tucked-away passages. Visitors can take it easy, but dogs get taken for a ride too. And it's common. These are the Japanese Alps, and it gives the villagers another perspective. They even clean the water. Next to this sprawling castle is a wonderful park. It's cared for meticulously, and again, the water gets cleaned. It's the start of the cherry blossom season, so time to get dressed up and update your Insta posts. And it doesn't take long to get back to the south. But the islands have some strange-looking objects. They're all art. Even the public toilet is art. And at the beach, a giant yellow pumpkin. Throughout my travels, I've seen these little round things in temples. They're called Daruma dolls, and they come from Buddhism. But they're unique to Japan, where they represent perseverance and achievement. This is how they work. When you first get a Daruma doll, it has blank eyes. You set a goal. You draw in one of the eyes, then you keep it somewhere visible as a constant reminder that the job is not done. And when you complete the goal, fill in the second eye. I think it's brilliant. Now, if somebody's been doing something for me, they've kind of rushed, but they've rushed in slow motion. It's to show that the intent's there, but they don't want to upset the calm. Also, girls can expose as much leg as they want, but show a little bit of shoulder, or God forbid a bit of cleavage, whoa, that's an absolute no-no. You also won't get into a public bath if you've got a tattoo. My final destination, Tokyo. It's home to 40 million people. A third of the entire population of Japan live here. 4.5 times more people than London. It's absolutely frantic. Today's Sunday. It should be quiet, but it's not. Maybe a temple will be better. Nope. It's even crazier here. The crowds are just unbelievable. Tokyo is a full assault on all of the senses. But whether in the temples or on the streets, people still have these ugly dangling things hanging from their bags. I didn't like them in Korea, and I don't like them in Japan. But I do want to know why they're so popular. Apparently it's all about cute culture. It's rife in Tokyo. A lot of it starts with manga. These comic books that are all based on fantasy. There are thousands of them. Characters from manga have been reproduced as animated films. They're called anime, stories based on the same fantasy worlds. Then there's the huge popularity of gaming. The same manga and anime characters become interactive games. People are addicted to playing them. They even wear clothes to represent the fantasies. Cute culture has had a huge impact on the fashion industry too. Finally, the merchandise. You can either buy soft toys or win them in UFO catchers. Personally, I still think they are ugly, dangling things. But in an attempt to embrace cute culture, I did try to win an ugly, dangling thing. It didn't do very well. Maybe I'm not target market for cute culture. For my last night, I'm going to find out about the samurai. This show got some pretty good reviews, so I booked a ticket online. But now I'm not so sure. It's very colourful and it's very shiny, but it's not what I was expecting. Oh well, I've bought a ticket now. But downstairs is even worse, and I have to say this is the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. It's like Benidorm with swords. This is so grim, I'm just going to bed. Well, I've survived the trip pretty much on a diet of raw meat, and much of that was horse. So I've come here for breakfast, and I've come to the seafood market. So we'll start off with some urchin. I like sea urchin. And this is a stingray fin. A bit chewy. I'm going to be heading back to London shortly, but I won't be travelling alone because I've brought with me a Daruma doll. But better than that, I've got one for Mrs. GoldGoggles too. I think she'll like it, not sure.